Hi, Internet viewers. This is Frank Rauscher again. From the last time I left you, when we did the tail here, I lifted all of the tail. And if you can see it, it's staged downward on both sides. Okay. And you're following that slight arc we had in there. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I lifted each one so that it becomes like a shingle going down. And then what I also have done in this area right here, along here, I've lifted, let me go to the other side, you can see it better. This whole area in here, I undercut a little bit more just to get it standing out. Same way with this dropped wing area over here, as well as remember when we undercut it on the underneath side here as well. I cleaned that up a little bit. I still see an edge that I didn't get on that, so I will come in with a ruby pear, and bring that down. What we're going to do in this segment is I'm going to show you what they call the wing coverts in here that are sitting in, and then I'll also show you how we're going to reduce this tail. It's just too thick, and the tail is not that thick. So I'm going to move you down, and I will show you how to proceed on doing the wing coverts here. Okay, just bear with me a minute, and I'm going to have the angle down. There's a lot more I took out just with the bullet, and undercut this just a hair. So these stick up a little bit more on both sides. And then there's another, this portion here I was telling you about. I have it nicely rounded over here, but I could still see an edge. So I will come in with the pear and clean that out. But for the sake, all these feathers in here, I want to show you how to put them in here. These aren't that big of a deal, but I will start drawing these. These are maybe about the depth of them. Here's like the edge of the mantle here, and I'm going to come out just on the other side of the center line and draw like a C, what I call a C. And this is about 3/8. And then I'll do another one over here, but I'll stagger it a little bit. I don't want to have them look like a fence where they all loop the loop the loop. And then I'll put one in the middle here, about the same size. I want to try to keep the same size going down. So I'm piggybacking off of each one so that there's no set pattern here. There's that feather coming up there, and this one will pop in there, and you can come in here, then you come over here, and then draw another one, and I just keep on doing that all the way down. We're piggybacking off of each one here. And you sort of do it randomly. You don't want to do a loop, the loop, the loop. You want to sort of stagger them. So as you watch me, I try to change the flow of the staging of these feathers, okay? And you can see that they're sort of random. Took me a while to figure this out when I first started doing these. And I don't mean on the cardinal. This is on almost a lot of birds that you get your staging of feathering in. You don't want to do a loop, the loop, the loop, and then come in loop, the loop, the loop. You want to break it up and stage them. Now, like here, the rump I mean the wing coverts. It's stopping right along this edge here that we had. So I'm just going to take a short one and pop that in there. So this feather is actually coming around and back to that one. Then I'll get one right off of that one and slide that in. It doesn't have to come over to the middle of this one. Then I'll take one right in the middle. And then what I'll do is I'll take one right here that finishes out here, one that spins around here, and then that takes care of it. Now, you can do it one of two ways. You can undercut this with the bullet, which is what I use all the time, which is the diamond bullet, and you can undercut that straight on. And if it's helpful to you and you have a wood burner, like the one I've been showing you here, this, you could come in and burn each one of these in. So you can lay that down. And like I say, the easy way to do this is halfway, and then you can pivot the second half right around to there. So trying to do the whole sweep, you could do it, but it's a lot easier if you just go halfway and then pick up the other half. I find anyway. So I'm trying to make life easy for you by showing you the methods I use. Excuse me a second here. I got my wire that's biting me here on this. So I'm coming around, and I'm going to do a few of them, and then I'm going to show you how I tackle it. I'm going to come back and burn all of these later, but to expedite time and everything, it's just repetition here. I'm coming in. Getting that around. I'm going to do a few more feathers, and then I'll stop the burn, and I'll get those later. And you could follow me by doing the exact same thing for the rest of them. I'll do this one and one more, and then I'll show you how I go about lifting these. So okay, I'm going to do the rest later, but for expediting time that you could see, it's just same repetition all the way through as far as what we've done, and I'll do them all down through here. Now, again, we come back to using the micro grinder. Okay, this is the unit that I was telling you that does about, this unit's 35,000. It goes up, I have one that's 45,000. It really does a great job, and I can't say enough about them. And if you ever need them, I have them available for you if you want to get them. And the current ones are digital, which are really nice. And if you ever want to try them, give me a holler. I have them available if you need them. So here we go. We have this lifted on this side and this side. This is that grouping that came down through here. So what I'm going to do is not try to interfere with them because they're on top. I'm going to undercut, and I'm just doing this local. I'm not trying to cover a whole feather down below here. I'm just coming around really tight with each one, and I'm undercutting the back end where we burned it. And I'm going to do this one. Now, if you go real deep or too deep, you can always just smooth it out just a little bit with a light touch. Now I'm going to come in and do this one, and then do this one. It goes pretty fast. And I'm going to undercut this one. So it's good to have them all burnt. You can see I'm going to lose some pencil work here. But I'll go back and draw them in. Now, once we get them all lifted, I'm going to ask you just to soften this edge a little bit, just by coming around here. It's a real light touch. I'm hardly doing anything to it. You get the point right up to the wood, the burned area, and you just spiral them around a little bit. And that's all you need, and that will give it the nice shape.